okay. Ooh, those are smudged. Let me see. Okay, we're in frame. We're good. Jeez. All right, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on here on the YouTube, but I'm back. I'm back on YouTube. What's up, guys? Hi, hello. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of new friends here because I'm pretty sure the last time I uploaded a video was for the Arnold 2020 of 2020. So it's been almost 2 years since I uploaded a video. You know, YouTube is just, it's a whole other animal, but I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to share more of my journey with you guys because we had a lot of fun stuff going on. The purpose of this video is really just to give you guys a end of year 2021 recap, and kind of just go through what this year was, what happened, and what's next. So, for those of you who don't know, if you're new here, I am an IFBB Bikini Pro. I competed in the IFBB Pro League as a bikini competitor. I am a 2-time Olympian, 3-time Pro Champion, which, gosh, that's fun to say. But let's just recap this year, 2021. So my first show back since the 2020 Olympia was the Republic of Texas. It was the first inaugural Republic of Texas, first year they've ever done it, which was, quite honestly, I think aside from the Olympia, probably my favorite show of the year. Tampa Pro was awesome too. That show is honestly, I think, consistently just an amazing show. But for them to have done that for the first year, that show was incredible. The prizes were incredible. The atmosphere was incredible. The production, the quality of the show was just amazing. So that's definitely, I think, a show to put on your radar as a pro or amateur. It was a pro-am. It was pro bikini and pro men's physique, and then NPC, pretty much all categories. So that was a good one. I ended up taking first place there. My first show out the gate, which was not what I expected to happen because that was not the first show we targeted for the year, but that was a really cool way to kick off the year. It was actually the day after my birthday. Winning that and getting Olympia qualified for the second time was amazing. And then after that, we did the Battle of the Bodies, where I took second place, and that was a super fun show. That was Janet Layug's show, also first year doing that show. That was the first year for that show. And then we did Tampa Pro, which, you know, there's a whole lot I can say about Tampa Pro, but I'm gonna try to keep it short. Long story short, I ended up taking second in a stacked lineup of girls. Isa Pacini, who is our 2019 Miss Bikini Olympia champion and 2019 Arnold Bikini International champion. Laura Alicia Patos, who is a freaking powerhouse anytime she's doing a show. I mean, she's definitely a fan favorite, judge's favorite, and she's just a beautiful girl. She's stunning. Jennifer Dory, who's our 2021 Bikini International and Bikini Olympia champion, to place above those girls, placing one behind Isa. Oh, that was definitely icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. Probably one of my favorite shows for me personally, as far as like pivotal, what am I trying to say here? As far as like moments in my career that really stood out to me, that's one that I don't think will ever get old. That was a huge win for me. Even though I didn't win that show, I felt on top of the world and excited to conquer the Olympia. A lot of those girls that were in that top call out were at the Olympia, so that was a show that we did. Even though I was qualified, you know, you wonder, okay, well, why are you doing more shows if you're already qualified? We did Tampa Pro because we knew that lineup was going to be big. That's a big show. It's a top tier show, so I wanted to see where I stacked up against girls of that caliber. You know, not to discredit any other competitors, but you know, when you're competing, you want to know how you compare to top 3, top 5, you know, Bikini Olympia athletes. And so that was our measuring stick for Olympia going in. That kind of helped me know, okay, I'm in there now. I'm in the conversation. I decided it was time to insert myself in that conversation, and we did that. And it built up a lot of momentum and confidence for me going into the 2021 Olympia. So then we get to Olympia, and I placed 6th. Oh my God, 6th place. 6th place at the Bikini Olympia. That was a huge jump from my 14th place finish at last year's Olympia in 2020. It's still super awesome. You know, getting to be on that stage at finals, if you didn't see that stage, oh my gosh, it was freaking amazing. It was just epic, and it was a goal checked off. We really checked off every box of what we wanted to accomplish that year. We meaning Paul and I, my coach, Paul Ravella. This past year was just a whirlwind of excitement, success, improvements, growth. Yeah, it just really did not get any, I don't know. I don't think it could have got any better other than obviously winning the Olympia, right? We did exactly what we wanted to do, so I'm just over the moon. So I want to get into my mindset going into this year's competition season. This year, even though it wasn't my first Olympia, it felt like it was my first Olympia, because if you didn't yet, I would go and listen to my podcast episode with Paul that we recorded for the Prophysique Code. I'll leave the link in the description, but we recorded an episode kind of just recapping 2020 and just some of the issues that I was dealing with as far as like my hormonal health and dealing with my birth control symptoms, you know, related to endometriosis, which I haven't had diagnosed yet. I'm actually planning on doing that as soon as possible before 2022 season starts, so I can get that cleared up and out of the way. But long story short, it was a very tough year for me mentally. I kind of just, it was hard to be in the moment because I kind of felt like I had to almost mentally numb myself or kind of go through the motions of just getting it done, because of just the way I was feeling consistently. It just did not feel good. I struggled a lot with just my mental health, psychologically, just feeling, you know, like I just wasn't having fun. I wasn't having fun, to put it plainly, and that's a really big thing for me with this. Yes, it's a job, but I also want to always make sure that I enjoy it, that I'm present, that I'm in the moment. So last year was kind of a blur. Even though it went relatively well, it still was just not ideal. So I ultimately decided to quit birth control. So after a couple months of being off of birth control, I really just started to feel like myself again. I felt normal. I didn't realize how not normal I felt until I stopped taking birth control. And that is just a decision that I made for me. I am in no way, shape, or form in a position to recommend anything regarding anybody else's situation with their birth control or the choices that they're making with that. That was just a decision I made for me that I felt like was best for me. And ultimately, I feel amazing now. That's that. That being said, my mindset going into this year, I've just felt like I feel great, I look great, I made the improvements that I wanted to make as far as my physique based off of the feedback that I got from the 2020 Olympia, which was that I was imbalanced. My back was a little bit too wide. It made everything else look not as proportionate. I was just off balanced. So we took that feedback, we worked with it. I improved building my glutes, stopped training back so that my back could atrophy, come down, and ultimately bring a more balanced package. And so all things considered, I was just excited to get on stage and show the judges that we did our homework. I just felt like I had nothing to lose and just everything to gain going into this year, knowing that we're bringing something closer to what the judges want from me. Aside from my physique, you know, I improved a lot as far as my whole package. I changed my hair, I changed some things with my makeup. For those of you who don't know, I do my own makeup, which a makeup tutorial is coming in the next video. So if if you've been waiting for that, stay tuned, subscribe, and it'll be out very shortly. But yeah, we upgraded a lot. I wanted to make sure that there was little to nothing the judges could pick apart as far as my overall package. So yeah, I was just freaking excited, man. So our goal going into this year, aside from qualifying for the 2021 Olympia, which truthfully I didn't really feel like I was concerned about. I kind of had the confidence going into this year feeling like I could qualify. So that wasn't the biggest worry. What our biggest goal was to make that first call out at the Olympia, get that top 10, because another long story short, last year's Olympia, I placed 14th, but it wasn't really clear if everybody was supposed to come back, and we did our little wave at the end, because I knew I didn't make top 10, but I knew that I had placed, and so I wasn't really sure who was all supposed to go back to finals. So I got myself together, touched up my tan, touched up my makeup, got myself to finals, only to find out that it was just top 10 doing presentations and getting on stage for awards. So I did my little walk of shame back down the hallway, which I ended up running into Flex Lewis and Oksana Grishina. So I was like, you know, it's okay, it's fine. That had I not experienced that, I wouldn't have met them. So that's a bonus. They gave me a pep talk that I didn't know I needed, and they were just very nice people, so I was super, super happy to have met them. So yeah, our goal was to not let that happen again. I was like, I'm not going to get turned away again, and ultimately we did it. We placed 6th, though with placing 6th, I did not get to stay for awards. I did get to present on stage, but only top 5 stayed for awards and received medals, and I was like, no, it's like, it doesn't stop. Last time it was wanting to just present on stage and be top 10. Now it's like, okay, now I'm getting a little bit closer. Now I want to do the next thing is, you know, maybe even place top 3 or maybe even win the Olympia. So, and that's something that it's been hard for me to, previously it's been difficult for me to wrap my mind around the possibility of winning the Olympia one day, but now not so much. So now ultimately, every gym session, every meal, every day, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna propel myself into that position of being Miss Bikini Olympia one day. So that's the next goal. Ambitious, right? But possible. Ambitious, but possible. The judges' feedback, I have not heard from Tyler yet. I know he's a busy man, so I don't take it personal, but I'm like, I want to know, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I want to know what I did wrong or what I can do better. Tell me how to improve, tell me what to bring next year so I can give you what you want. That came off a little aggressive. We did hear back from Sandy and Joe Brashkula, and they both, I guess, agreed I was a little petite on stage. My legs, I guess, specifically just look a little bit small in comparison to maybe relatively as far as creating more balance if I just need a little bit more size in my lower half, which I actually agree with as far as the glutes. I don't necessarily know how comfortable I am with building my legs up because genetically my legs tend to be on the leaner side, and I feel like if I do build those up, we're gonna see some separation, and the judges don't necessarily want to see separation in the legs and in the quads, which is most apparent when I'm walking. I do know that I feel my back pose is my weak point because my glutes tend to not be as full as the other girls that I'm sitting next to. I am 5'2", so I am a petite competitor. I do feel like it's gonna take me a little bit more time to build some glutes, so that kind of leads me into what our plans are for 2022. Sorry to break the news to you guys. I know I've gotten a lot of questions about whether or not I'm applying for the Arnold, saying they're hoping I'm applying to the Arnold. I will not be applying to the Arnold this year. As much as I would love to, the timing is not ideal. With the improvements that I know that I need to make, the amount of time I would have off just I think isn't enough to build what I need to build for my 2022 season to have it go the way that I want it to go. So we are not applying with the Arnold. However, I will be there in attendance. So if you see me, if you're planning on going, I'll see you there. Come say hi. I'll be actually at a number of booths. I'll be at the TLF booth, which is my clothing sponsor. I will be at the Cured Nutrition booth, Core Nutritionals booth. I will also be at our team, Prophysique. We are sharing a booth with a couple of other companies. So I'm excited to go and hang out and kind of just be a spectator. So a couple of just exciting announcements, which I already kind of told you, but I am now sponsored by TLF, stands for Take Life Further. They're a company that I, as of a couple months ago, became sponsored by, and I absolutely just love the people behind the brand, and also they just make a really awesome quality athletic wear that you can also wear outside the gym, style it up. They have some really cute pieces that I like to wear with like jeans and things like that. So what you'll see more now is you will see some content dedicated to TLF specifically. I'll be doing try-on hauls, and I will also be doing some like outfit of the days where I style the outfits and show you guys how you can kind of mix and match certain pieces. Like I mentioned earlier, I will be doing a makeup tutorial. I'm super excited to finally do that. Once I get this one edited and uploaded, I will share that with you guys, because I owe that one to you guys. I feel so bad I haven't put that out yet, but we've been busy. Other news, I am going to NPC Nationals, so by the time you see this, you'll know, but I'll be there. So if you see me, please stop and say hi. I hate when people tell me after, when they send me a DM, they're like, I saw you, but I didn't want to say hello. Come say hello. I love that. I'll be at prejudging, I'll be at finals, I'll be at check-ins, so come hang out with your girl. So as far as plans for 2022 competition season, and all things, I guess, fitness and life related, Paul and I did have a discussion a couple days ago. We do have a show schedule, a tentative show schedule mapped out, which, if you know me, if you've been following me for a while, you know I like to keep those things under wraps until we get closer to the show. But just know I will be making my way out to the stage summertime. So prep starts in March. We did establish kind of like a start date, so that's exciting. I don't know, I like having those little goals, that carrot kind of dangling in front of your face, like, you know, here's where we're gonna start prep, so here's how long we have to improve. It gives you that sense of urgency, so you can just maintain some intensity as you make your way through off season. The Shoe Fairy and myself, if you don't know, I am sponsored by the Shoe Fairy. So my competition heels, my competition jewelry are all from the Shoe Fairy, backstage swag, slippers, all that cute stuff. But we have some special announcements. I'm wanting to get this video out before we make our big announcement for what that exactly is going to be. So stay tuned. I will be announcing that on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. It's Deraja Hill Fit. I'm excited to have you guys along my journey, documenting this process, and also kind of adds that aspect of accountability that I kind of like. But I like being able to share this process with you guys, because I feel like I get a lot of positive feedback when I do share more things and I'm more transparent about my process and what it looks like. I do take I wouldn't call it an unorthodox, but I do take a more flexible approach to dieting and contest prep. So I'm excited to show you guys, you know, what foods I eat typically, an average full day of eating, or FDOE for short, and fun trips and stuff that I'll be taking you guys on. So that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been with me for a while, from the beginning, or since I won my pro card back in 2019, thank you for supporting me and just showing me so much love. I feel it and I appreciate it, and I love you guys. So that's a wrap.